Oh no, the apocalypse. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, so I guess we'll just do another one. Yay! I'm more or less back in the satchel, in the sack, in the taco. I don't know. Anyways, I have with me the lovely ale. Say hello, the lovely ale. Hello. And we're not gonna be too loud because it's like 5:30 in the morning, and we can't sleep because I don't know why. Yeah, we always. I took my meds at this time, so to be fair. Anyways, so this is the new one of the thing, and let's see if I. So this is the one I beat the original game. I beat the story, and boy was the story uneventful. What the fuck? Like it literally ends for no reason. It's like people thought fucking Deus Ex was bad. Holy crap, guys! Like this is actually bad. This is actually like, and they both have the same voice actor, oddly enough. But like Elias Tefurkis, he's in both games. He's in this one, and he's in Deus Ex as Adam Jensen, and it's fucking hilarious because everyone shit all over Deus Ex for just ending when really it ends in an appropriate place because the entire story is stop the terrorist. Then you stop the terrorist, and it's like, okay, that was the story, right? Like, but this one, like, it literally ends with you getting a data core, and it says, oh, by the way, we're not gonna investigate this data core, so have fun. It's like, what? Go fuck off and do merc shit. Like, by the way, you can't pick your icon because fuck you. So, it just, yeah, it actually ended in the middle of the story. You basically find out that your father was a clanner without telling you that your father was a clanner, basically. And then it's just like, oh shit, fucking, let, did he really sound like a clanner though? I don't know. Well, he did come to the inner sphere as like I don't even know why. I don't think they really explained why. Just he, was a part of Kerensky's Legion. That's all it really says, which essentially is the clans. And then he fucked off to the inner sphere, married your mom, and then had you, and then became a mercenary, and then you and him and everything fucking gallivant across the stars. Um, he gets 247 at like like really hard, and then fucking um next thing you know, fucking just yeah, you find some rare artifacts which are cool and are fun to play. I'll give you that. But what the fuck? Like it legit just ends for no reason. Like it's not even. I don't know. Like it's legit just like, oh guys, by the way, fucking uh we have to investigate this data core and it'll make us rich. By the way, we're not going to do that in this game, so fuck off. Like, what? Like, it just ends. It ends in the middle of the story. Like, you never find out what's on the data core. You never find out why your dad was fucking one of Kerensky's soldiers. You never, like, none of that. None of that's answered. None of that's explained. None of that's like, oh, hey, by the way, you know what I mean? Like none of it, fucking none of it. Like, and they're legit just like, oh, your dad was a clanner, and somehow he had Starlead tech, which a lot of you know Starleague Defense Forces. That's essentially what Currency's Legion was. If you don't know the lore, and you fucking find out, oh hey, he's fucking Kerensky's descendants and everything, and now, granted, people in the Inner Sphere don't know this, at least not unless they work for like Starleague or some shit. But or not Starleague, Comstar, sorry. Unless they work for Comstar, then they might know, if they know. But essentially, when Kerensky fucked off to the stars, a bunch of infighting happened, and he said, "You know what? This sucks. I'm gonna leave." So he leaves, and then dies because he was like 112, and then his son Nicholas inherits the throne, gets his brother assassinated under very dubious circumstances, and then Nicholas fucks off to another place nearby and actually forms the clans, like the clans. Kerensky's hope and visage was essentially just to make no, not yet. Essentially just to make a society that's an offshoot, a society that isn't fighting and isn't at war all the time and has no infighting. That's what he basically wanted to be the pagans that left the Norselands to the Americas, and then they get the shit out of them, or the shit fucked out of them by the Indios, who were very much the antagonists in that story, might I add. They were not the good guys. And yeah, and all that fucking happens, and
well, that's why we expanded east.
Yes, and that's why the Norse expanded to parts of the fucking Middle East. That's as far as they went, by the way. Well, I've seen some evidence that show that some of them, they didn't colonize Japan, but they visited it on some occasions. I've seen some evidence for that, but the evidence is a little dubious, so it's kind of hard to, say for certain. But but still, it's we know for certain that they set up trade routes and colonies in the Middle East. So of course they got the fuck shit out of it. It's weird. Whenever the Vikings were fighting other white people, the Vikings typically won. Whenever they were fighting anyone that wasn't white, they were kind of outgunned. Like, at least that isn't considered white by today's standards, at least. Somehow, fucking Indios and Middle Eastern are not considered white because reasons, even though they're all Caucasoids, but whatever. Literally, they all have Neanderthal DNA to some extent, so it's just weird. But anyways, so there's that, and
just because they're not white.
Yeah, just because they're not pasty doesn't. Yeah. Maybe we should change white to pasty and Hispanic to swarthy, just to make it make it go by skin tone instead of by like DNA. Maybe. Oh, you found a Ginger? Oh, cool. Yeah. At least have it for the library.
Well, I'm not gonna catch it right now.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. This is a duel, by the way. The Coyotes missions they're fucking hard. Like they throw all sorts of shit at you. It's fucking nuts. In a duel, they actually have increased lock on and targeting and all that stuff. And they're like, and they do bonus damage and shit. Like it's just to make it synonymous of a actual fucking battalion of, well, a lance actually. 4 mechs is a lance. those who don't know. And if you blow out the legs, you know. Although I have a mod that lets you actually keep mechs that have the legs blown out, because the base game doesn't want you to fucking have that for some reason. Damn. A bit overkill much? Wait, a duel with 2 lances in it? You gotta be shitting me. Whatever. No wonder it's kind of weaker mechs. I'm gonna lose my arm. God damn, is that a burst? That's a 20 burst fire. Holy dick. I wonder I lost my fucking arm. The idea, the opposition called in friends. Your employer sent a lance to assist. Oh, they did. Okay, well, at least we have some assistance that's not doing their fucking job. Okay, cool. But anyways, again, like with Kerensky, he wanted a society far away from war and the infighting of the inner sphere, because he knew a massive war was going to happen. He basically predicted the secession wars, and this game starts in the middle of the final secession war. And then the clans show up, and then everyone has to work together essentially. But with Kerensky's Legion, he essentially a lot of the soldiers become farmers. Actually, one of his top infantrymen became a farmer. Actually, Blackfeller, I forget his name, but he becomes a farmer. And then the Capellans, naturally, it's always the Capellans, start fighting. And they basically brought the infighting with them from the inner sphere into Kerensky's Legion, and they start becoming terrorists and shit. And as a result, they want to. Kerensky essentially wants to fuck off and have nothing to do with it. He dies around that time. I forget if he fucks off and then dies, or dies before he fucks off. I forget which, but he dies because he's like a fucking 120 or some shit. Like, he's old as balls. And so I mean, that does make sense, but at the same time, I mean, but the Capellans started fighting. They basically ruined their perfect civilization, because in BattleTech, war never stays away forever. Let's be real. And all that happens. Then Nicholas, the son of Kerensky, who was possibly a sociopath, actually. He was pretty fucked in the head. Had like a god complex the size of Mars.
Oh god.
Yeah, Nicholas was not a good dude.
Sure it wasn't the size of Jupiter, because Mars is pretty small.
That's fair. That's fair. Mars is pretty small. I forgot about that. But no, you're right. Yeah, he was pretty.
I mean, if you're gonna go by planet size.
No, you're right.
Jupiter's the one you want.
Yeah, size of fucking Jupiter, and he just fuck like.
My brain's just like place where Jupiter.
Oh no. But anyways, like that whole thing happens. So they fuck off to the stars, and a couple planets away, they end up forming a new society, a better, strong warrior caste society. And Nicholas forms it and inspires it from the mythology of ancient Terra, which is how you know it's going to end well. And especially from the warrior cults, like the nomad steppe tribes. He took some of that inspiration of a lot of pagan cultures and customs and things like that. They're basically space pagans if you really think about it, but still. And yes, and they give sort of a mysticism. True. They give sort of a mysticism to into their society and their cultures and customs. And then kind of a big thing about that is Kerensky, Nicholas Kerensky, wants to form this ultimate warrior society, and he fucks with genetics to do so. Like, he specifically manipulates genetic engineering to breed a better super soldier, and that's what causes the 2+ meters tall, which I'm 2 meters tall, I'm 6'10", and they're taller than me, so that should, fuck. And they're like muscle bound as fuck. Like, picture Schwarzenegger in the 80s, but with a chick's head. That's basically it. Ooh, that wit's evolving. I always loved it. Like, I think that came out in black and white, and it was really cool to see a little ghost candle, and then a ghost lamp. Yeah, and then have it learn some good moves before you evolve it with a dusk stone.
Well,
Shadow Ball, Hex Wills, Vice Spread. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
pretty
know
good.
I could change that,
Yeah,
but I haven't found a better move yet. So,
fair. But anyways, he wants to, they end up forming this perfect society with
but
genetic engineering.
oh, that's fine.
Yeah. The first 3 moves are really good, actually. And again, with Nicholas's society, he breeds super soldiers, and there's like 3 different kinds of clanners. There's the aerospace engineers that have giant fucked up heads, like they have like huge craniums and shit, and kind of bug eyes and shit. So basically Rami Malek, and you know, and then there's the
I swear his name's Rami.
yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's just
I'm only saying
we
it
need
like
to.
that. I'm only saying it like that because that's actually a Middle Eastern sounding name.
You're correct.
Rami.
Yeah, I've heard of Rami before. It honestly, we need to preserve his skull.
Oh.
Just preserve it. Like, holy shit, dude! Like, people will not believe 100 years from now that existed. Seriously, people will not believe that. Yeah. We can even do his hair up to make him look like he did in that movie that totally ignored his common law wife. We can totally do that. Um, but anyways, again, it's very much this caste society, and um, now there is the science cast, which did a bang up job of keeping Star League bullshit intact and advanced, and they kept fucking with Star League tech to make it better, bigger, stronger, and all that fun stuff. But the most venerated, the most revered cast is that of um, hey, Space Vietnam is the system or the caste system of the warriors. The warrior caste is the most venerated, depending on the clan specifically, and this forms later on in their history, because originally the clans had to really fall lockstep in line with their edicts and their codes, because if they didn't, then Nicholas would pitch a bitch fit and basically have you assassinated, which actually happened to Clan Wolverine. And again, if you went too out of line or were too independent or tried to break away from everything around Nicholas's existence, then he basically would flip a table and then crucify you for his sins, to quote the Bible. But anyways, So, and that's very much what he did to Clan Wolverine, and to such an extent that comparing a clanner to a Wolverine is considered a grievous insult. Calling them Wolverines or comparing them to one is considered a very grievous insult. Kinda, yeah, kinda.
Originally.
Kind of like what heathen meant back in the day, kinda. But, again, that was very much the case for calling a clanner a Wolverine. And that's how much they despised that clan afterwards. That's how much. And granted, their history was written by the victors, as it often is. So they view Wolverines as unfit to be a clan, essentially.
That's something that we should change.
What do you mean?
Well, we should probably actually tell stories from the other side.
Yeah, that would be nice. But unfortunately, if, like, for example, the right wins, then telling the future generations, by the way, the left were becoming communists and they wanted to destroy the world, they'd probably think we were lying. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds like we're the victors and we're telling them what we want them to hear. You know what I mean? Because they're literally that fucking evil right now. Like, they want to rule the fucking world with an iron thumb. Because a lot of them, true, a lot of them think that they will be the oh so gentle dictator who looks upon the plebeians and tells them what to do, and they'll be a good leader. They won't be corrupt with power. And as soon as they get a fucking cash in, oh, look at this. Oh, I'm corrupt now. That's typically how it goes. It's always the revolution that says, down with rules, down with leaders. We want a society with no rules and no leaders. And then they sack the dictator, and guess what? Guess who's in charge now? It happened with the Bolsheviks, happened fucking so many times in human history. I mean, Bolsheviks is the best example, really, because they literally they claimed to want, they didn't really, but they claimed to want a society that was free of the royal family and the czar and had no connection with authority. They wanted to basically be an anarchist libertarian society.
Thing moves.
Oh, cool.
Like
oh, sweet. Yeah, the thing moves are good. They basically want to be this society that's removed from dictators, essentially. And then all of a sudden, the Bolsheviks put up Lenin, who becomes a fucking dictator. So funny how that works. So what? Well, he doesn't have teeth.
So?
You have to have teeth to use a fang.
Yeah, well, I mean, that one has teeth and it can't use it. That one has teeth and they can't use it.
Well, Haunter doesn't really have teeth. He's just sort of an amorphous gas monster.
Just saying.
I mean, you're not wrong. God, that roughneck is never gonna get fixed. Yeah, I've got mods that add a few mechs, like a roughneck and a Hollander and a White Hawk and a couple lesser known mechs. Nothing really popular. The roughneck is kind of popular for some people I've known. Anyways, so there's quite some variety in the clans. Ghost Bear is obsessed with American football, and they actually conquered a planet by playing football. Like, that's because they have like 7 foot tall, buff as fuck, meat muscle super soldiers. So obviously they won. Like, for them, a small person is fucking 6'10", like. So again, very much how they won that match. uh, very much. Oh, that's the attack and defend mission. Well, that's Merrick. I'm on the side of Merrick, actually. Granted, you don't really fight Merrick a lot in the like anywhere that's not the Merrick boundary. So, you know, and like half the map is one team right now because I'm that far ahead. Granted, I started this not really a campaign, but it's like a it's not a campaign, but it's a what's it called?
Mm.
Career, the career mode. I started the career mode in like 30, 35 or 30, 40, much farther on than the 30, 15 that it's supposed to begin at. Which I 3015 is kind of a dumb time period to be in, to be honest. Yes, it's a secession war. It's the end of the secession wars specifically. I get that. So is 3040. 3040 is the end of the secession war, but it's, and more shit happens. I mean, for the most part, 3015 to 3040, not a lot happens. I mean, yeah, a lot of planets change hands, and it's a secession war. They bomb the fuck out of factories and shit. Granted, but when the clans invade, they essentially have a technological renaissance. Essentially, they start getting back into tech that works and actually does fucking damage. They start getting better with that kind of shit, and so I mean, they start getting better with it, and so yeah, like that's very much what ends up happening with the clans invading specifically. And the clans invade 3050, I believe. 3049, 3050, around there is when the clans invade. They do not invade in this game, like at all, which I think is a very missed opportunity. Now, it would have been really cool to just simulate 3015 all the way to like 3060, maybe 30, yeah, maybe the end of the Civil War, 3068 or so. Maybe the start of the Jihad, maybe. Um, that would have been cooler actually if it went from that big a time period. Because that's like three events all rolled into one. That's just the last secession war, the clan invasion, and the Fedcom Civil War all rolled into one game. Would have been fucking amazing. Now, granted, they kind of hit the wall in production of this game, which was obvious before the last update. Um, they kind of hit the wall, and as a result, they were unable to essentially, um, essentially, what was I gonna say? Fuck. They were essentially unable to finish the story, which is fucking obvious if you play the end of the game, as I explained earlier. You it very much just fell apart.
That wasn't that because of funding.
Partly had to do with funding, yeah, it's true, but
That's probably why, dear.
well, I get that, but they could have, with the DLC that they added, they could have finished the fucking story like they should have. And I've heard some, oh god, this fuck, I've heard quite some people on the interwebs complain about how they, you know, well, why didn't they finish the fucking story? They're adding a new mode. They basically give you something else to do other than, you know, uh, yeah, other than the campaign. They give you a career mode, which is fun. I do like the career mode. I do like doing missions for pirates and shit. That is fun. But at the same time, I'd rather just finish the fucking story, guys. Like, what's in the data core? What does it make them rich or not? Like they say, oh, we found a data core. We're going to be loaded. by the way, we're never gonna finish this data core because the game ends here, so ta-ta. It's like, what? And I've barely heard anybody, especially the Mechwarrior Online crowd, I've barely heard them say anything about the ending, not saying shit. And a lot of them were the same people that were bitching about Deus Ex. What you stop the terrorist, and that's the whole story, might I fucking add, stopping the terrorist, and you stop the terrorist, and then the game ends. And they're like, well, it just ends. It's an abrupt ending. It's not finished. It's like, and this isn't. I'll say this: people are very selective with the games they shit on. I'll just say that for the record. They're very selective. Um, The Witcher 2 ended abruptly for no fucking reason. The story wasn't even to kill the last whoever the fuck he was. I forget. A very unmemorable game, might I add. But he kills some dude, and then he leaves the castle, and Elric's like, "Oh, I guess the story's over," because reasons. Like what? Like it just ends. Like it doesn't. Nothing. Nothing happens. It just ends because fuck you. Buy the next game, fucker. That's legit how The Witcher 2 ended. And no one gave that game shit except for maybe Razer. Fucking barely anyone gave that game shit for an abrupt ending. But then they shit all over Deus Ex, which actually had a finished ending. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And I do like Deus Ex. I'm not that big into it, to be honest. But I kind of like the setting and stuff. It's kind of cool, and Adam Jensen's an interesting character, and I like the voice actor. I mean, Tofurkis is a cool guy. He is pretty Canadian though. But where the fuck are the enemies? What the fuck? I've been around this. Yeah, yeah, I don't really. I don't. Well, no, I do like them.
I used to like them even more.
Fair, but again, like, it's not that I hate Deus Ex. I don't. I actually quite enjoy it, but at the same time, it's not like it's not my bread and butter, right? It's not my Mortal Kombat, right? Essentially, and even my Mortal Kombat's kind of fallen by the wayside now because they're leaving all of these dormant characters to the fucking wind, and they ain't doing dick with. Bring back Natara, guys. Bring back fucking like Natara, Reiko. I mean, brought back Fujin finally. It only took you 20 fucking years. But, I mean, shit, like, you have so many characters that have only been in one game. Dagon, Movado, Suhao. And that's just off the top of my head. Like, you have all these different characters that you haven't done shit with since their original game. Other than, fucking Armageddon. But that had every character. That was kind of the appeal. It had every character up to that point um, in the original timeline, and then they made a new timeline with new characters because reasons. Um, I like the new timeline story. I kind of wish they would have stuck with it more, to be honest. I kind of hate how Sub-Zero becomes Robo Sub-Zero and then he doesn't because reasons. Obviously, it was because it would have been unpopular if he wasn't a fucking ninja, obviously. But still, I would have liked it better if he stayed as Robo Sub-Zero, like Smoke did. Because Smoke stayed a fucking robot, and it was implied that that was supposed to be what happened, but the timeline got fucked, essentially. So he should have stayed Robo Sub-Zero. He should have stayed that way. Um, and because that's what happened to Smoke in the original timeline. In the original timeline, Smoke gets turned into a fucking robot. He never turns back, like at all. And then to make matters worse, you kill off Smoke. I mean, yeah, you're teasing us with bringing him back, but that's mostly with unconfirmed rumors, mostly. Still, it's by no means I mean, you kill him off, turn him into a revenant, and his death was bullshit, might I add. Like fucking the entire cast of characters dies from a fucking 500-year-old bitch with fucking a weave. Like, like legit, she kills every character in the fucking franchise. like that moment really felt like it really felt like they were just rushing. Seriously, they just threw in everyone's death at the last minute to fill in time. Like Sindel shows up, it's like, oh, these characters gotta die. If Stryker dies, Cabal dies, fucking Smoke dies, fucking everyone but Johnny Cage and Sonya, and Jax is somewhere. I don't even know where he is at that point. Everyone but those few characters survives. Or everyone but those characters dies. Sorry. Um, those are the only characters that don't fucking die. Fucking Liu Kang dies, which he was supposed to. Honestly, it was like seen a mile away. Him becoming a Revenant was actually kind of an important plot point, and I kind of wish they did that with the other Revenants. I kind of wish the other Revenants were a little more important. Honestly, I kind of wish they did more. Smoke doesn't do dick as a Revenant. He just guards places. He's the basic bitch bodyguard as a Revenant. Like it's dumb. And why don't the Revenants look like Scorpion, by the way? Because Scorpion's a Revenant. Shit, he's brought back by the same fucking voodoo magic that brought back all the other people. How does he look different than they do? You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing that kind of always bugged me. Well, fuck, guys. Like, I mean, the whole Sindel event really just felt like, well, we have like 20 characters we got to get rid of. Let's kill them all now. Like, like instead of drawing it out and making each death like a holy shit moment, or you could have had a couple deaths at a time as a holy shit moment. That would have been fine. You know, have like, oh shit, like, fucking Stryker and Cabal dies and they were friends and they die in each other's arms. Like that would have been far more memorable than fucking Sindel chest fucking a dude with her stilettos. Like just saying. I don't know, like, I think they should have done that with Stryker and Cabal. They should have done it like a brother in arms, I'll see you in the afterlife kind of thing. I'll see you in heaven or whatever they believe in. And we'll finally rest together as brothers in arms because they were both officers. They were both friends. They were both, fucking police and shit. So why didn't, you know what I mean? Like, because Cabal was a a criminal turned cop. Like he joins the law enforcement side because he felt guilty for all the crime he did. And in the remake, he's just like, "Oh, I'm a criminal. Who cares?" Like, what happened to the redemption arc, dude? That was a good arc. Like, fuck, And I, again, I like a lot of the things they did um in 11. I like one of the few things I don't like. Well, the two main things I don't like really is the character selection. Why the fuck is Joker in it? He's not a Mortal Kombat character. You know, I mean, I'm okay with, to some extent, I'm okay with Rambo being in it, or the Terminator, kind of, because they've done horror characters in the past, and it's kind of the theme. Because originally Terminator was like a fucking sci-fi horror movie, actually. Had a lot of suspense in it, the original one did. So I can kind of see that being used in that regard. But guys, you have 6 fucking characters that don't belong in Mortal Kombat. 6! Like, it would have been so much cooler if you just brought back all the characters you killed off in 4 or 5 or both. Bring back Natara and bring back fucking Mocap and Blaze and, bring these characters back and actually have a fucking story arc with these motherfuckers. And honestly, if I were to make, because I have a lot of ideas if I were ever to make a Mortal Kombat game, like fuck, because I actually know the original story very well, and I know the source material very well, and I've played the fuck out of it since I was a child. I mean, I love the fuck out of that franchise more than any other franchise, really. Like that's my shit, legit. And fuck, holy crap, like I'd probably bring back. I want to bring back Natara because she's the only fucking vampire character, and there's supposed to be a race of vampires that they didn't do dick with. Seriously, they did fucking nothing with the race of vampires at all. Um, like her entire plot line in Deadly Alliance basically makes it so there's no more vampires. Fuck it, who cares? Like it was just a throwaway. Bring back the vampire race and make it a viable threat. Make it an actual threat. Say that the vampire realm merges with Outworld again, and um, the vampires invade Outworld that's run by Kotal Khan, and then the vampires try to invade Earthrealm. That would be fucking cool. You have this vampire menace that you've done nothing with in both fucking series. They were just a throwaway in Deadly Alliance. Make them a viable threat. Make them team up with the fucking bug people, the Katyn. Make them team up and be the fucking the fucking parasites or the fucking the venom or whatever the fuck. Make them a team up threats together to make a super threat. That would be fucking cool. You guys have never done that, might I add. You've never. I mean, the only time you've teamed up villains was in Deadly Alliance, and that was fucking it. And that was Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, and they worked together to fuck up and it's together they fuck up the entire fucking cast. Like fucking everyone dies. Fucking everyone, even Johnny Cage, even Sonya, most fucking characters. The only ones that really survive are Kenshi. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Kenshi. Well, Kenshi, Lee May survives. Frost is deader than a doornail. She actually gets encased in ice in Deadly Alliance. But anyways, yeah, that's about the only characters, Lee May and Kenshi, that I can think of. Uh, Cabal comes back and kills Movado. Most Deadly Alliance characters were not in the sixth game. Most of them. Um, I mean, shit. Like, you could have actually done something with this. I mean, fuck. Again, I'd probably do something with the vampire clan fucking invading and attacking and doing all their fucking vampire bullshit. Like, why was that never done? Fuck, like that's an entire fucking story arc you guys could have done. Seriously, like, you have this vampire race that you've done literal jack shit with. You've done fucking nothing with the vampire race. They were a throwaway, basic bitch fucking. They weren't really a threat. They were like oppressed servants of Shao Kahn or whatever the fuck. And you kind of went with they're a subjugated people. Natar frees them. Hooray. and you just left it at that. What the fuck? How are vampires not invading Earthrealm? Seriously, like fuck. They're a part of Outworld. Outworld invaded Earthrealm a bunch of fucking times. Like, why the fuck didn't they send the vampires after them? Like, vampires are really fucking hard to kill. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, yeah, if you behead it, I mean, yeah, but military doesn't do a lot of beheadings. Just saying. you know, that isn't true. They don't do a whole lot of beheadings, guys. So the vampires would probably be unscathed for the most part. Um, unless they use silver bullets, if you want to go that route, and that's not even canonical in Mortal Kombat, so I don't think that would even work. Um, although it is canonical that silver bullets fuck up werewolves, that is canonical because it's mentioned in fucking one of what's his nuts intros. I mean, do something with the vampire race for God's sakes. Bring them back. Have them team up with the fucking bug people. That'd be fucking cool. Or you can have them team up with the criminal underground with the Black Dragon. Have Cabal take over the Black Dragon after Kano, and you know, and then when Cabal gets defeated, he ends up becoming a cop. There, you have your redemption arc. You have it back. Okay, because it's weird that he was a criminal, then became a cop,
and is now a criminal again. Like that's what? Like, he should have just stayed a cop, is what it should have been. Um, actually, wait a minute. I just remembered. Cabal dies, becomes a revenant, and then we go into the past and see Cabal as a criminal. Okay, never mind. I got that wrong. I just remembered. We see his criminal side because we're in the past. Okay, I forgot about the time barrier bullshit thing that happened. Fuck. Okay. So that's why in X he's a criminal again. That's why. And the non-time split or the prime time. I hate that they're doing the fucking DC multiverse bullshit. Forget. It's a cool concept, especially when Michael Moorcock created it. Especially. Um, but come on, guys, fuck. Like, I like the different colors and what they implied with Liu Kang and Raiden. That in so many timelines, that they ended up fighting, and then everything falls to shit because they fought, and so in the main timeline or whatever the fuck it's called, they end up teaming together because that's the only way to prevent bad shit from happening. Because in all these other timelines, they fight and then everything falls to shit. So instead, they team up, become fucking Super Liu Kang or Liu Kang Ultra or whatever the fuck, and beat the dick out of everybody because he's a fucking god. Like, I like the whole Liu Kang and Raiden fusing thing. That's actually really fucking metal. I like it a lot. But like, come on, it would have been cooler if he was fighting a legion of vampires. I'm just saying, like, fuck. Like it is canonical that there is a race of vampires, that were subjugated by Outworld. Like, how is this not a fucking story plot yet? Fuck, guys, God, get your shit together. Fuck. Like, they're slowly like. Here's the problem. Mortal Kombat is not getting social justice-y. The writers are getting social justice-y. And there is a difference, trust me. The 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 writer who did fucking Jax's ending, which was so stupid, God. That was dumb. You basically turn him into a token black man. A character who was known for his patriotism and love of his country, and which you guys haven't done dick with lately, might I add. Known for his love of his nation and the things he cherishes, and his daughter and his family and his dead wife and all this, like, known to be a compassionate, loving human being, becomes a stand-in for racism. Why? Who the fuck gave that dude a job? Fucking dick, guys. Fuck. Who gave that dude a job? Like, fucking seriously, like, he turns him into a black stereotype. Well, I went back in the past and I stopped my racism, and the whites don't hate me no more. What? That doesn't sound like Jax. If if it was Jack, here's what would have been a better Jax ending. He gets the power of a god. You know what he does? He makes America the ultimate superpower, and he fortifies America so hard that they take over the rest of the fucking world. That would have been a good ending for Jax. Power corrupts, basically, is the story. And if he had the power of a fucking titan, I'm pretty sure he would do that. That would have been a good ending. That's my canonical fucking ending. For once, I'm okay with using fucking, headcanon and shit. For once, I'm okay with that. Because you guys fucked the dog on that ending. What the fuck? Jax has never mentioned racism in his entire fucking existence. Not once. He's not known to hate racism. He doesn't even, he doesn't even mention it. It doesn't matter to his character. Why the fuck did you make it that important? Seriously, why the ugh, fuck. Want to inject fucking death drugs into my crank. Calm me down.
That's what I want to do.
Isn't that what they did for ADHD kids? They gave them fucking speed and shit. Fucking gave them fucking cocaine. Fucking God, that was hilarious. But I mean, again, fuck. Like you could have done something with the vampire race. And Jax's ending should have been, he gets the power of a Titan, and so he makes America the ultimate superpower in history, and it conquers the entire globe. Earthrealm is now America land, and everyone's free. Like, that would have been a good ending because he's America first. He's always been America first. He served his country. He fought in wars, all sorts of shit, right? Jax. And he's like the ultimate American badass. At least he was. Now he's token Negro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't hate that ending because it's poorly written, even though it is. I hate that ending because, guys, you ruined the fucking character. It should have been America liberates the planet, Jax becomes corrupt with power. Or you could have even cut out the corrupt with power part. You could have just said he liberates America and leave it on a cliffhanger for us to infer that he becomes corrupt with power because he conquered the fucking globe. You know what I mean? Like, what? Why? That would have been a good ending. That would have made sense. It would have fit the character. It would have actually explained a few things about his origin, like him being, growing up in America and kind of shit situations and everything, and joining the military to get out of that, all that stuff. That would have actually fucking made sense. All of it would have tied in together perfectly. Like, what the fuck? Why didn't you guys do that? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But like, how the fuck? Like, I can write better fucking, you know, Mortal Kombat endings than that fucking. I stopped racism because white people. What the fuck, dude? That's not even the fucking character. I would have been more okay with that if it was Jackie. Seriously, she's a millennial or whatever, or I don't even know what generation she is. Actually, they're in the future technically, so like she's yeah, she's probably a millennial or a Gen Z, something like that. She's more recent generation. So it would have made sense if she did that because the generation is kind of more propensity towards racism and more racism and all that shit. That would have made more sense if you made it Jackie. I would have been more okay with it if it was Jackie than if it was Jax. More okay. So I'd still think it was dumb because it's poorly written, but it would have made a little more sense, right? But you ruined a classic fucking character. All because you wanted a fucking stand-in for a white devil. That's the kind of racism you people fucking have. You think white is Satan, and as a result, everyone must revolt against Satan. Like, fuck. How the fuck was that allowed? I don't know. I just fuck. God. That ending just God, that was terrible. That was really the only true social justice shit that was in that game. The rest was kind of tongue in cheek, kind of, you know. I mean, RoboCop saying he identifies as a human. It's kind of tongue in cheek. It's not full out fucking pause bullshit. It's like it's a joke. He's a fucking robot who used to be human, right? So it makes sense why he would say that. It's a modern context. Granted, it's a little tongue in cheek, but it still makes some fucking sense. It's at least not fucking dumb, and well, not as dumb. And fucking dick, guys. Like, jeez, like fuck. I just can't fucking believe that they turned an all American badass into fighting the white devil. That's not his character. That's oh my god. I just can't fucking believe that. Anyways. Oh god, my brain's melting, I swear to fuck. I don't want to go anywhere today.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I know. Well, like, we gotta deal with your family. Her family of fucking inbred invalids.
Christopher.
Well, that side of the family kind of is.
Well, thanks. Now I'm back.
No, you're not. You got all your royalty genes from your dad. The other side of the family gave you fucking superpowers. Like the ability to contort at will. Or the ability to strangle someone behind you.
Actually, fibromyalgia is actually one of my mom's things.
I had a feeling.
I mean, I don't really know if I have it, but
Yeah,
a lot of things are pointing to
fair.
that.
Also, I remember hearing some people complain that Capella shrinks, so why join Capella? Guys, canonically, Capella keeps shrinking. The Liao territory, like it, space China, like it shrinks canonically throughout the years. I don't think it shrinks this bad, but it does definitely shrink. Like it becomes skinnier. It becomes skinnier over time. And then St. Ives is formed, the compact and everything, and their obsession with horses and all that shit. You know, and Dane Dane's hand, Dane's man, Danish man. Oh shit, I'm fucking dyslexic. Okay, yeah.
Well,
Matherin.
Danish doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Dane's hand. Is it hand or mand? Danish mand. Fuck. How is that hard for me to read? Fuck. Uh, Hassad. New Delos. Assad better be where the jihad happens. I'm just saying. It better be. I have no idea. I don't know dick about the jihad or the Dark Age. I really don't. Like I know a cursory outline, but I don't know any major details. Um, I mean, the most important thing about like the Secession War was that they bombed the fuck out of factories, and most mechs became extinct, or they were reliquaries, or they, like mechs are hundreds and hundreds of years old in most cases. They shouldn't look this fucking new. Like, like I remember a mod that got rid of some of the paint chipping and paint scuffs. There should be paint chips and paint scuffs because most of these are fucking hundreds of years old. There should be some rust. Like, the Atlas should have like rust on its belt and rust on its legs and like it even showing through the fucking paint, it should have rust. Like, what happened to battle mechs looking old? Like, why do they all look new with a spit shine coat of polish? Like, they're supposed to be old. They're hundreds and hundreds. Some mechs are fucking 500 years old. Like, fuck. Like, fucking, 300 to 500 years old. Most mechs are. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, like, now granted, there are variants that are very recent in the time period, at least compared to 3060. Very recent. Actually, when you get into the clan invasion, they start rebuilding a lot of factories, and they start rediscovering old schematics from data cubes and shit. Which is exactly what you could have done with the fucking ending. You could have done, oh, we discovered a, a bunch of blueprints for a Helepolis and 12 other fucking mechs. Congratulations, you unlocked the full roster of mechs. You now have 12 more mechs to play with. That would have been fucking cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, Yale's pretty good at that stuff. New Delos, McKenna, Ling, Gamisa, Sarunda, Lungdo, Regulus. Space Vietnam. No, actually, no. Regulus is where the Merrick Palace is, and over here is where I was at it earlier. Where the fuck was it? Sterling. Oh god. McAfee. McAfee didn't Epstein as Clinton. McAfee's a fucking star. I love it. I fucking love it. I never noticed that before. McAfee's a fucking star. Oh, that's golden. Remember, guys, McAfee didn't Epstein as Clinton. I mean, he was so suicidal that he tattooed "I didn't kill myself" on his body. I'm just saying. That's how suicidal this fucking dude was.
Oh, and totally shot himself in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Twice.
Is that how he died?
I think. Pretty sure he was shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was shot.
That's the fastest way to kill somebody.
True. A bullet to the brain will definitely do it. Like, okay. The average person cannot shoot themselves in the back of the head. They can't fucking reach. I can reach because I'm hypermobile because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Ale can't even fucking reach, and she's hypermobile. You know, reach the back of the head with a gun. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can barely fucking reach.
Like, maybe.
Yeah, you can kind of do it, but not
But
really.
this is also with my hand, not an actual gun.
Yeah, but with her hand, she can do it. I can do it with an actual fucking gun. Like, I can actually do that with myself because of my fucking arm and shit. I can bend in weird directions.
If I do it like this, it would actually work better.
True. But
just go up.
But still, what the fuck? God. Like, just the trail of bodies that are suspected to be at the feet of a specific person who's mentioned in the hereafter. Like, what the fuck? Like, God, talk about fucking corruption, where you could have people fucking assassinated so much that it becomes a meme. Like, seriously. You're such a tyrant. You're such a fucking murderous dickhead. You're so fucking corrupt that you have a meme after you about fucking assassinations and false suicides. Like, fuck. Like, let me just put it this way. Actually, you know what? That might be a way to get away with murder. If you put a sticky note said property of HC, then they might not bust your ass. Just saying. Now, don't actually try that, because I don't want no one dead, but, you know, still, fuck people, like... Actually, let me check my time on the video. Checking the time, if it'll fucking load. Yeah, it's only an hour. Oh, wow. Wow, only an hour? Wow, it's actually not too crazy. Do I want to continue? Yeah, I guess I will. That's probably a good idea. At least do an hour 30, maybe 2 hours. Yeah, we are wide awake. I was just gonna play a different game, and or I could just switch games. I could do that. Actually, you know what? I think I will do that. Let's hale. Lay hale. Lee halili. Okay. First, let me check my audio. If the fucking bar will load. Okay, let me check my audio. I don't want this other game to be Loud as dick. I know I played this last time, but fuck you, it's fun. So I'm about to fight that fucking rock tree that I love so much.
So did you finally hit me?
Yeah, fucking finally. I just had to get really fucking lucky. Hold on, I gotta switch the fucking game capture. Come on. Oh, now it works. Okay. Actually, do I even have any volume on this? I can't hear nothing. It's captured, but I don't hear nothing. It doesn't seem to make any audio noise. That's weird. Does it want to record the audio? Uh, oh, balls. Let's just... Actually, let's try that again. That's weird. It's not... That's really weird. It's not giving me any audio because I started the game while recording. That's odd. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do a backup game then, I guess. Let's just do that, people. This is kind of a decent backup game anyway. Shit. Oh, where's OBS? There you are. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
I'm assuming steel isn't weak to water, right?
Regular damage. Although it might. I don't know.
It would actually make sense if it was though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Only because of the fact that, you know, steel
Yeah,
rusts some.
you're not wrong. Yeah, that's the game. Weird. It doesn't seem to want to play anything since I got out of Mechwarrior 5. Let's see if
Well, you
medieval.
could just play the game without the noise, I guess.
I,
I know
I
it's not the
suppose.
same.
Yeah.
Don't start.
True. I love that Razor's afraid of bears. That's amazing. Although he's only 6 foot, so it makes sense why he would be afraid of bears. Because the biggest bear is taller than him, and the shortest bear is about his height. So I would be scared too. I'm 6'10", so I don't give a fuck. Like even a big fuck off bear would be like, wow, he's tall. I want to make sure Medieval Dynasty's not capturing either. Huh. Very weird. Oh wow, holy shit. Let's try this. Oh shit. So window capture is working, but game capture is not for some reason. That is weird. Okay, well I guess we'll just do window capture. Fuck it. Okay. Swankish. Okay, here we go. Alright. Window capture's working, but game capture ain't. I don't know why. Interesting. Interesting. It's a Weissent, by the way. I know you might think, oh, buffalo, but no, it's a Weissent. Or Weissent, as Germanics would call it. Shadow. My cat's being a goofy butt. It's weird how the big one doesn't talk that much unless he's like staring at you and he's hungry and you don't get the point that he's hungry. Then he'll talk his ass off.
Yeah.
But Shadow Butt, like, he'll just talk just to talk. Like he's a very verbal cat.
Well, he's also part Maine Coon.
He is part Maine Coon, to be fair, and they are quite verbal.
Shadow.
Meow. 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 Carrie. Mo.
Wow.
Mo.
Oh.
Gary injecting steroids into his shell. Mo. Snail steroids. Okay. Oh crap. Oh god, it's not loading. Ah, the load. Ah, shit. Oh god, that texture pop. Holy fuck. Oh, I think it just crashed. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Wow, fuck. Oh god. Is it because I'm screen capturing? Is that why? Fuck. Screen capture is like, for the love of God, make it stop.
What are you doing, little kitty? Shadow. Keep in mind, guys, I will talk to this fucking cat.
Yeah, she'll talk to the cat.
10
like,
minutes.
you ever eat like goulash or beef or something one night and then you wake up and it tastes like coffee? Does that ever happen?
No. It's not me, it does.
Yeah. Might be because I'm missing teeth. I don't know. Okay. I'm only missing a couple molars. Nothing in the front really.
Oh, wait a minute, the dragon. Oh, that's the last gem.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Dragon. It's dark than dragon.
Yeah.
It's weird how Sun and Moon didn't really have an Elite Four. Like, not really. Like, they just had the fucking Island Challenge or whatever the fuck it was. Like, they didn't really have an Elite Four, which was interesting because every other game ever did. Okay. This place is going to be my next field. I'm going to expand my fields outward. Might have to hire another fucking farm worker. Actually, shit, hold on. I did not make boots yet. Or, I think I did, but not really. Okay. Dr. Monte's boots. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, I guess I did. Yeah. Hold on. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. 19. It's good to make excess to sell the excess revenue. It's this thing called capitalism. I don't know if you've heard of it, but you know, it actually works. Strange enough. But no,
It's because it's called trading and bartering.
yeah, no shit.
Originally.
Yeah, it was just called trade back in the day. Capitalism was actually coined, I think, by Karl Marx. And if you look at the root word, capitalize, right? Capital, right? Like to capitalize is to essentially to steal, essentially. It gives the denotion of stealing. When really all capital is capitalization. What's it called again? Capitalism. Fuck. All capitalism is trading for equivalent value. That's literally all it is. It's trade. It's not a system. It's not a government. It's not um, a hierarchy. It is literally just you have stuff, I have stuff, I want your stuff, you want my stuff, let's trade. And essentially, anarcho-capitalism is just, it's really just laissez-faire if you think about it, because it's essentially, oh, you have goods, I have goods, no one's putting strictures on us that we have to trade a certain amount of goods. No one's demanding, no government is demanding us that we, like if two people, like in the Wild West days, if two traders meet and there's no government around to tell them what is valued, what is worth, all that stuff, what are they going to do? They're just going to say, well, I think leather is valuable because I make clothing, and you think tin is valuable because you're a blacksmith. So let's trade, right? Uh, and it's an equivalent amount or however much they decide upon. That's laissez-faire capitalism. And although nowadays we call it anarcho-capitalism, which is kind of weird, but it it's odd because I've rarely met someone who calls themselves an anarcho-capitalist who is actually an anarchist. You know what I mean? They're more just laissez-faire. We should have, capitalism with no stricture and no legal edicts, which I agree with. I like the model of laissez-faire capitalism, from what I understand of it. Uh, Again, like I don't see anything wrong with. Oh, hey, I have an orchard and I grow plums and cherries, and you have fucking leather because you're a hunter. Let's trade. Right? That what? There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Fucking, how the fuck is that a bad thing? Fucking, like I mean, trading is. We've been trading items for other items since the fucking cave days. Like, you know, Oog has fucking 5 leather pelts, and Oonga Boonga has fucking uh 3 slabs of beef. Oog wants beef, and Oonga Boonga wants leather to make clothing. So what do? They just trade. Like, we've been doing that for a long time. It's not some system that created itself out of man's desire to subjugate the workers. Fucking stupid. Fucking what? Fuck. That's very stupid. Fuck people. Again, just what is wrong with fucking capitalism? Seriously, like it's all it is trade. It's the natural process, and it is natural that items have value. That is legit all it is. That's all it's ever been. That's all it always was. It's not a governmental system that forces the subjugation of the working class as the fucking commies think it does. Which is funny how they claim to stand for the working class, and then they take everyone's money and give it to the fucking lazy dickhead who doesn't want to work, and then all of a sudden, fucking, next thing you know, that lazy dickhead has more money than you. That's the redistribution of wealth. It very rarely ends well. Very rarely. Like, fuck, people. Like, I don't know. Fuck. Like, eh, I, I kind of, I use the term based, but I kind of hate it at the same time, honestly, just because it's a euphemism, right? It doesn't really have a concrete meaning, like it's I don't know, like it's just, oh hey, essentially what based is they do something I like. Essentially, that's really what it is. They do something I like, or they say something I agree with, or something to that effect. The fucking left think they're based, right? Like, as we all know, they're not. But essentially, it's just, oh, that's something I agree with, or that's something that's got. It can also be a synonym for essentially having balls. Essentially, I've noticed that used a few times. It's based because he stood his ground or whatever. Like stuff like that. Like, it's just weird that we use so many euphemisms nowadays. I think that's by design, guys. I don't think the euphemism treadmill, as Randercam puts it, I don't think that's an accident. I think that was very much like demanded of people, honestly, or created by force. Because, you know, thousands of fucking debates are won and lost by language. For example, Ayn Rand used the more dictionary definition, the more she read encyclopedias and shit and dictionaries and shit to learn English. That's how she did it. She was using altruism kind of as like a negative term. And people nowadays think, oh, well, that she's a sociopath or whatever because she doesn't want people being nice to each other. No, it's not what she means. Really, it's altruism as in like giving so much to people that you don't have anything for yourself, or feigning giving to others, right? This idea that you yourself don't matter. That's what she was talking about. She was talking about the concept that you as an individual don't matter or aren't important in the collective. That's what she was talking about. She wasn't talking about fucking, you know, at least from what I've read. I haven't read much of Ayn Rand, but what little I have read, I'm like, okay, shit, this actually seems to make sense. You know, um, I need to read more about her. Actually, I need to do more research into Ayn Rand. But it's really difficult because so many people fucking lie about her, like a lot of fucking people do. So I have no idea where to go for that. Um, I mean, the only person I know that really tells the truth about Ayn Rand is fucking Razor, and I don't think anyone else fucking talks about her. Like, you know. Now, according to The Simpsons, Ayn Randian objectivism is like the farthest right idea you can come up with, which I don't think it fucking is. Um, Now, is it even right wing? Kinda, in the sense where right wing is more or less about the individual and individual rights and civic rights and all that stuff. More or less, yeah. I can see that comparison, but it, like, for example, the idea that Nazis were, right-wing fascist was very much a, what is it? What's that dictator I don't like?
There's many of them that you don't like, dear.
FDR. FDR fucking, he not only was a tyrant, but he fucking, he had this persecution complex that everyone who was against him was on the right. And the right was always out to get him. And he was a victim of the right. And he basically thought, oh, Stalin's left wing, I'm left wing, so we should be allies, right? When really it's, Stalin's a fucking dictator who killed far more people than Hitler ever could dream of. Just saying,
And even then,
and even then, yeah.
what you gonna live with that?
Although, and I will, fair. I will say this: a lot of the numbers of the Holocaust were fudged, like inflated, heavily inflated. From the numbers I've found, only from the start of World War II to the end of World War II, there are 2 million less Jews on the planet. Not even 2 million, like 1.5 million less, 1.5, 1.8, around there. Fair. There's like 1.8 less million Jews on the planet. That's not 6 million. 1.8 is not the same as 6, guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad math, but that's not the same thing. So, the commies lied about the Nazi death camps. Now, did they kill people? Yes. Did they gas them? Yes.
Yeah, but it was mostly others other than Jewish people.
But it wasn't just Jews. They liquidated an entire group of Romani in Auschwitz specifically. The Romani had their own wing of the camp, and the Jews had their own wing of the camp. And they liquidated the Romani, which is fancy Latin for they fucking killed them. Like, seriously, they just all of them died. Not a single Romani survived Auschwitz. You never hear about the Romani being the fucking victims of the Nazis, do you? I wonder why that is. It's almost as if there's a victim narrative going on or something. Almost if. You know what I mean? Like, guys, you gotta do more research into these things. Like, fucking, and you have the internet. The internet is your tool. You just have to know what to look for. Right? You just have to know what to type and what to search. And lo and behold, you will discover. You will discover what is going on. And you will figure out what the fuck to do. Trust me, it will come to you. It's not impossible. Now I will say this. Don't trust any leftist source because they fucking lie. They lie worse than rugs in most cases. Like, fuck. Like, and it's hilarious whenever a leftist says source.
It's like, bitch, I am the source.
It's like, bitch, I am the source. I'm telling you. Now argue my point. I didn't quote statistics. I didn't, I told you what fucking happened in 2007 that everyone was aware of. People lived in that time period. People know, we have firsthand accounts of what happened in that time period. We know what happened then. Demanding my source is an appeal to authority, you authoritarian twat. Do we have a forge?
No.
That legit sounded like a cat was working on a forge. Like, legit. I heard like something metal drop. I heard something metal drop, and it legit sounded like a cat at a forge, like hammering an anvil. Like, I can just picture a little cat blacksmith. That'd be amazing. Oh, here's one thing that kind of sucks about my story being written so long ago, is the fact that fuck, like,
ain't nobody gonna fucking remember
that, and fuck, like, I came up with a race of little cat people, like cat dwarves, right? That were completely cat, but they were like the size of dwarves. I came up with that when I was like 12. And then Monster Hunter comes out. Actually, I think I was younger than that. I think I was like 6 or 8. Like, then Monster Hunter comes out with that exact same thing. I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I can't put this in my story. Fucking dick. Like,
actually, you probably still could.
I probably still could and just say, hey, guys, I wrote this, like, fucking 15 fucking years ago. Don't kill me. Although I will not cower to terrorists, I will tell you that much. You know, fucking dick. Guys, what is going on with fucking, like, studios and shit, and them being completely fucking, them becoming woke as fuck, and really oikophobic is the real word. But they're just, God, fuck, like, what is happening to these fucking places? Shit. Actually, shit, let's... Storage. Resource storage. This is a big fucking building. Okay. Can I put it over here? Do I not have a room? Yeah, there's trees and shit in the way. I kind of need to cut this forest just to put anything down. Kind of wish you could zoom back, honestly, so you could see where the fuck the line is for this. Hey, Shadowbutt. Kind of wish you could zoom out so you could actually see like how, or you could just fucking twist it to a degree where you only see one side of it. Oh, and comically, I found out that Heracles, one of his superpowers is he's very virile. Like he actually impregnated like 64 bitches.
Just like his father.
Just like his dad. Like you know,
Runs in the family.
runs in the family, motherfucker. No, it's like legit. He just impregnated 64 women, thinking it was the same woman because they were all twins. Because reason, like like this dude had like, I think he was a
So
farmer.
basically, he knocked up like octuplets.
What's 64 in Latin? That's the real question here. What's
I'm still
64 in
thinking,
Latin?
like, so did he like knock up like octuplets or something?
Essentially, but instead of 8, it's like 64.
Well, that... honey.
What?
Technically, if you do 8 times 8, that's 64.
8 octuplets. Yeah, he basically impregnated 8 octuplets. Because the dude had 8 octuplets.
Well, I'm saying that they could have... Basically, the octuplets had octuplets.
Pretty much. You're not wrong.
That's what I'm getting at here,
Okay,
dear.
no, I get you. But like...
Or each of them had 8 children just because, you know, it was feasible.
Yeah.
Which...
Well, it was the same generation. But...
Well, no, what I mean is, like, he'd basically do it like, okay, I'm gonna do this to you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Gets them all pregnant for the first time.
Yeah. Thinking it's the same
Does
woman.
it again.
Yeah, thinking it's the same woman. Thinking he was conceiving one child. Like, that is paternity fraud, like, long before.
And since they already have the gene for multiple children
Yeah.
in one go, it's feasible.
Yeah, no shit.
Math.
I hate to be the bearer of bad math here, but 2.8 or 1.8 does not equal 6. Hate to break it to you guys, but you know, the numbers that I found, because here's what you do to find out how many Jews died and this is not just the Holocaust. This is World War II, all of World War II. This includes the Russians and the Germans and everyone else, right? So it's not just the Holocaust. I looked at the population by race or religion or something like that. Population, global populations by race, by category, from 1935 to about, or from 1940 to about 1945, for 5 years. In that 5-year period, the Jewish population globally went from like 3.5 million to like 2 million. That's still a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of fucking people, but that's not 6 million. not that many Jews didn't even exist on the planet at that time.
And I might have to mention the picture,
And there's a picture Ale found about.
which was like there was like 15 million Jews during World War II, like before World War II started.
I thought it was only like 3.
They're not.
Oh, okay, that's weird. I remember finding
I'm
3.
thinking worldwide, maybe.
Well, no, I was thinking World War II.
But either way,
Yeah,
it's supposed to have 6 million, gone.
yeah,
Goes up in numbers by 1948.
yeah. No shit.
I'm like, either y'all breeded like crazy,
Yeah,
or something went weird.
yeah. Or something's amiss here.
It's like,
I feel like something is amiss here.
yeah.
Clearing trees off my property. Can't find my fucking axe that I found in a cart once because I'm too dumb to smelt iron. What the? It's a ghost tree. What the fuck? Fair. It's a fucking ghost tree. What the fuck?
So it's a treant.
It's basically a treant. It's that treant Pokemon.
Or Trevant.
Trevant, yeah, it's a Trevant. It's like
Whatever,
Savant,
it's still
but
a fucking treant.
yeah. There you go. Now I got it. These
Like,
small trees are kind of
Trevants
hard
are
to hit because of the
is
hitbox detection.
What Pokemon solution is.
Yeah, there's
The treant.
treants, yeah.
Trevant's just Pokemon solution.
Actually,
for
in my story, there were treants, but they're all dead.
well, fuck you.
Well, there's a few of them that are still
No,
alive,
you have
actually.
the one that's almost like a Great Deku Tree now.
I actually did have some before I even knew what Zelda was. I actually did have something like the Great Deku Tree. Oddly enough, it was basically a treant, but instead of just being a tree with a face, it was like a tree that's embedded in the ground. It's like a giant. It's like a giant humanoid tree, and it has 2 giant arms that's split off into all these branches and leaves and shit. It was basically a willow tree because I loved willows as a kid. And it was basically a giant fucking tree and willow tree.
Tree is basically a cherry tree.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, mine was a willow specifically because I just loved willows as a child. So I thought of doing that, but again, it's like the Great Deku Tree, but not quite. It's like technically the last living giant, technically, because treants were around in the Age of Giants, which was before the Age of Man, and then man is created in year 1, and it just goes on from there into year 4,402. That's where the story is currently. Uh, you can check my World Anvil, Lands of Golgotha. You can check that, Christofferson, Lands of Golgotha. Or just look up World Anvil Christofferson, you'll probably find it. Um, and keep in mind, I know I only put the entries in there. I started doing it like a year or 2 ago. I've come up with most of this story when I was like 8 or 10 or 12. Like I was pretty young when I came up with a lot of this story. I know it's very akin to Razor's situation, ironically. But I've been writing stories since I was a little kid. Like, around 10 or 12 is when I really got into it. But um, I've been a writer all throughout high school and middle school and shit. Like I would just write. I would write stories. Uh, I wrote a few short stories. I've been writing in like I kind of always try to go with, and this is before I even knew who he was, the Robert E. Howard School of Writing, because his idea of literature was like, instead of he has a black jerkin with brown boots, instead of that, he describes it as he has the fierce ferocity of the build of the wolf, right? Like, like fuck it, which is fucking amazing, and poetic as fuck, and I love it, fucking. Storage. Resource storage. Using logs to build shit. Using logs to build shit. I have a bug on my face. Building logs to build shit. I will say this. A little quirk about me. I don't mind if people chew. I don't mind if people breathe while they chew. But if they breathe and chew at the same time, I'm gonna hit them. I swear to fuck. Well, not really at the same time, but you know what I mean. Like that. Well, yeah, I get that, but that's because I can't breathe out of my nose. Like
that's why I'm telling you to breathe.
Yeah.
Then chew.
Yeah, I know,
but it's not that hard.
What I was just what damn it, woman, you stole my story. What I was trying to say was fucking, but that what was she, your cousin or fucking?
Yeah, my cousin.
God,
mother,
the cousin, the mom, holy crap, people, what the, like they sound like fucking animals, like fuck. I've never heard anyone fucking smack and chew in that fucking hard in my life. In my fucking life. Keep in mind, my family is actually smart. So they actually keep their fucking faces closed for the most part. So, and it's not, chewing with mouth open isn't as bad, but chewing with fucking lips flopping around and fucking, tongue
act like you're a cow chewing cud.
tongue dragging in the wind.
Okay,
fucking,
basically what he's saying is don't chew cud.
Yeah, don't chew cud, people. Cud's bad for you.
Don't act like you're chewing cud.
Like, what the fuck, people? How the fuck? Like, they just, God, fuck. Like, ugh, they're so bad with it. Fuck.
Just because you look like a heifer don't mean you have to be
Wow, fuck. Just because you look like a dumb heifer. No, I'm kidding. No.
I never said that.
Yeah. You did heavily imply it, though, to be fair.
I didn't say dumb.
Yeah, you did heavily imply it.
Okay, look, I've been called a bull, so, I mean, I don't really give a shit.
Well, it's because of your piercing.
That's true, but still. I find it hilarious.
Which, I mean, to be fair, is kind of funny. Although Miltank was a bitch using rollout. Fuck that move. That move's a dick move, and, like, I had to basically put the bitch asleep and then fucking and then like use quick attack like a Dickens and fucking like I had to go crazy with it. Like, thank God she didn't use milk drink. Fuck.
Well, she has to be awake from that.
Exactly. Like that, and I used sand attack a couple times to fuck up her accuracy. So as a result, she was like doing rollout into the ether and totally fucked up, and it was hilarious. It's hilarious. But yeah, I love that meme. No, so a guy with a short mustache walks into a bar and orders 6 million. No, I'm kidding, no. And whoops, no. Actually, let me rephrase that. A Russian propagandist walks into a bar.
I'm only saying that because they actually killed their own.
That is true. They did kill a lot of their own. Jews have been doing that for a long time, and no one noticed.
I suggest you all read Esther.
Yeah, no shit.
It's in the Bible.
It's funny how
75,000.
we have to pretend that Jews are the victims of everybody, and then they kill like tons of fucking people, and we just ignore it like, oh, nothing. like nothing fucking happened. Like, what the fuck? Like, guys, they killed 75,000 fucking people who didn't even fight back because they were too afraid and chicken shit to do so. It was a fucking slaughter, and they're the good guys in that fucking story. Fucking,
all because the king wanted some Jewish.
All because the king wanted some Jewish ass. And look, I've known some Jewish women. There ain't much ass to be had. Let me put it that way. You know, there's not, like, freaking, fuck, like, it's, I mean, if we're talking like a fat bitch, then maybe, because they typically have a lot of, they either have boob or butt or gash. I'm talking about you, bitch. Anyways, like that's the thing, like, you know. So at least then I could understand why he would be thirsting after like a thick bitch. That would make more sense to me. But that's just because I'm a chubby chaser, but who cares? Anyways, the thing, I like the term chubby chaser because it sounds like I'm being athletic when I'm not. Like it sounds like I'm in really good shape, which is hilarious. I like that cave. That cave was pretty cool with all the gems on the wall. They had something like that in Diamond and Pearl, which I hear is getting a remake. I don't know if it came out yet or not, but that.
Or it's going to at least.
Okay, yeah, it's going to. I kind of want to play it actually. Although I wish they kept the whole TM thing.
Wait, what?
The TMs that they added later on, that don't break. I wish they kept that. They break in the old games once you use them.
You're thinking of TRs.
No, TMs. Regular TMs break in the old games. They don't in the new games. They're reusable. Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't always a thing, but it just wasn't for some reason. Plantain poop. Plantain poop. Actually, I could get more poop from the pigs that I own. Oh, and by the way, if you're playing Medieval Dynasty, remember, if you get pigs and you get chickens, you have to actually fuck with their production rate. You have to manually select their production rate in order for them to produce anything. Because I forgot to do that. I forgot to, because that's kind of a newer thing. Because I played this game back when it was like pretty early beta. So, oh right, I'm just gonna grab the poop. Sweet, now I have actual fucking storage. Manure. Actually, wait, oat and oat grain. Let me get that. There's some rye. There's some oat. Not a lot of oat. Let me get some oat grain out. Let me get that oat. I should plant some. In this field, I should plant. Actually, I can do that in the other field too. Let me do the other field first. Wheat grain. Wheat. Wheat. Wheaten. Every time I hear Will Wheat, I hear massive fucking puss cake. No, God. Yeah, shut up, Wesley. Fucking. It's weird because like, you know, wait, is this the field? Field 7, field 6. Yeah, that's one of the new ones. Okay. Um, I remember HBR some 3 years back. One of the guys said, you know, how many people hate Will Wheaton's politics? And everyone's like, oh yeah, fuck, I definitely do. And they're like, how many of you like Will Wheaton's fucking Star Trek? And they're all like, yeah, shit, yeah, I like it. Like, you know, like, because people who are not crazy are actually capable of separating the artist from the art. Are actually capable of it.
Him as an actor is maybe good. I haven't actually seen much.
He's
really
okay.
say.
He's not terrible, but he's not great at it. Although he did leave the show, Star Trek, he left it like right when it was getting popular, which is kind of sad. But I mean, he was not terrible, but he wasn't. Wesley was a pretty poorly written character. He was like the definition of the Deus Ex. He was Deus Ex genetically engineered child. Like fucking, you know. Although, is he even genetically engineered? Because I know in Star Trek, genetic engineering is like verboten, so I don't know if he is or not. But he sure as fuck acts like it. Holy crap! Like Will Wheaton, like or not Will Wheaton. What's the character's name? Fucking Wesley Crusher. Wesley, like he can invent some fucking space bullshit, man. Holy shit, he can invent some fucking space bullshit. Like holy dick, like Wheat. Let's plant some rye. I don't have a lot of rye. I think I need it for my production of stuff that feeds animals. Aminals. And the wheat will be used to feed the cattle. And the rye will be used to feed the cattle.
I'm literally about ready to like and make some frozen vegetable things because I'm hungry.
Oh. What kind of? If it's corn, I eat the fuck. I kind of want some corn for some reason. You got any corn?
I have something that has corn in it.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm just really hungry.
Well, that's fine, Liebchen. I'm totally fine with that. Planting rye. Remember, we're the good guys. If you say so.
Okay, Mr. I killed 75,000
Yeah, shit.
of possible.
And that was back in the Bible days. That was a lot of fucking
That
people
was in
back
like a
then.
Babylonian empire.
That was in like Babylonian. Like that was a lot of fucking people back then. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean there was at least a good mill in there, if not a little more.
Yeah.
Back then, a million was holy cow.
Yeah.
And now that's like, huh?
Yeah. Now that's
Now
like
like
small numbers.
Now that's just like a blip on the map.
Yeah. What happened to my bag? Didn't I make another bag? Well, I guess I'll go make one now. Excellent. Let me wait till the sun comes up. Sun, I demand you to rise. And then I will name you Lazarus and write a bitchin' song about you. Hello, baby und child. Little baby kinder. Baby und child. Und kleinen Kinder. Thought I'd made another bag. I don't think it requires wool, so I should be fine. Miscellaneous. Yep. Oh, shit. I'm out of leather. Well, my village produces leather, so it doesn't really matter. I just need a bag for now. Little bag. Now you can use the small bag made out of leather only to, plant seeds. You don't need to have the big satchel bag that I fucking have. You really don't, but if you want to go with God, then by all means. Speaking of God, can I just say that Christianity gets way too much shit than it deserves?
The only ones you need to worry about are the Catholics.
Like, I mean, even by today's standards, the Catholics don't really do a whole lot.
I mean,
like,
they've tamed down, sure.
They've tamed down. Like, when was the last time they killed the infidel? Like, just saying. Like, it's been a while.
Give
fair.
him a chance. I don't fucking trust
Yeah,
it.
give him an empire. Yeah, shit. But yeah.
I don't trust them, but I'll tolerate them.
I mean, now, granted, it's kind of the same. There's kind of an issue with Islam because the whole, well, most Islamics are probably good people.
What the fuck do you sound like David Attenborough?
It does. That was my McCain, actually.
Sound like David Attenborough.
It did sound like, I'm David Attenborough. Holy shit, that bird has eaten a lizard. Like that's legit my David Attenborough. Like fucking, holy shit, that bird ate a lizard. That's amazing. I can't believe I'm doing this professionally for the next 40 fucking years. Like, that's my David Attenborough. But no,
Yeah,
fuck.
real good McCain, yes.
Yeah. My McCain sucks though. Like, curling in the bush, my friends. Curling in the bush. Actually,
no.
that's better. That's better McCain. Fucking, I'm sure Islamics are good people. Like that whole.
God, that sounds like fucking Ben Shapiro.
It does sound like Ben Shapiro.
You guys
Why
heard
can't?
about the Holocaust?
Do you guys know about the Holocaust?
Do you guys know about the Holocaust?
By the way, the Holocaust happened. Like, fuck, we get it, dude. Jews died. Shut up. Fuck.
So did others.
So did other people.
You can't take all the fucking
Yeah,
blame.
you can't take all the victim credit. Fuck, he's such a fucking neocon, I swear to God. Anyways, like, fucking, he's basically a rhino. If you don't know what neocon means, it's basically rhino. You know, they've adopted a lot of the things of the left to such a degree that it created the left that we have today by emboldening them and making them think that they were the only ones left. I'm David Attenborough.
That looks like some of my psoriasis.
Hmm. I'm looking at your eyes. Your eye flaking? No, looks fine. Oh, yeah. That looks like a scratch to me.
Well, there's a scratch right here
Yeah.
and here. I'm talking about right here.
Hmm.
In
Oh.
the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looks a little bit like it. It looks a little rough.
I used to have a medical condition of like some sort of like eczema or
Yeah.
psoriasis.
She's got like a
something.
skin kind of thing going on.
And when I was little, I just had really dry, itchy red patches in the
Yeah.
crooks of my elbows.
My face would turn beet red
So-
from I had a skin condition as a child. The one where your face turns red.
Rosacea.
Rosacea. Yeah.
So
I got that
speaking
from
of
my mom
which-
actually. My mother has rosacea.
Speaking of which, if you feel right here, it's very dry, especially on this side.
A little bit. Yeah, I see it more on that side. It's not that bad. I mean it's still.
It was a lot worse, and actually it turned bright red.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Maybe skin irritation.
I've always had skin issues.
Skin irritation.
I don't know what for though.
Yeah. Nobody knows. So also, if you can, make it so food doesn't rot. It'll really save you time. But at the same time, granted, because it doesn't rot, it's harder to get fertilizer because you could just let food rot. You could just you could just pick a fuck ton of berries and then let them rot, and then you create like a shit ton, like 80 fucking manure out of it. Out of 800 berries, like 10 berries makes one rot, and then one rot equals one manure. And then you just fuck, like, or is it 10 rot equals one manure? Or not manure. 10 rot equals one fertilizer. Still, you get a lot out of it, like 8 or 80 or whatever. So did I fuck with that before? Yeah, I did. Okay. Did I build shit? Yes, I did. Okay. Let's go back to the mine. Going to the mine. Or I could just, pick cotton. Although that might offend my black audience. If I even have any. If I really... I have a very small audience, but I don't give a shit. I'm doing this because it's kind of therapeutic for me, to be honest. And I enjoy just chatting in the wind and spending time with Ale. And I mostly do Kryscades now. Like, I kind of do response videos and some wiki reviews and stuff like that on the side, but I mostly just do Kryscades now, which I'm totally fine with. I play games anyway, so I might as well talk and get my ideas out and actually create some sort of understanding and presence or whatever. Might as well. That's a Wysant. Don't get too close, or he'll stick his horn in your dick. Oh, my dick. Okay. And also, if your character dies and your son is of age, then you can play as your son, like immediately afterwards. It's actually pretty cool. Like, I really like that mechanic in this game. It's a dynasty game, so it makes sense, but essentially you want to create a family and then live through your family. You live through your descendants. So if you play this long enough, you'll essentially have lived as like your entire family tree or whatever, like which is really cool in the long-term scheme of things. Uh, Although there were some restrictions in the earlier game, like you couldn't adjust the building limit in your village, so you were kind of stuck with 45 buildings, and then they increased the building limit, and then even more, they allowed you to double the building limit in the game file when you start a game. It gives you options to fuck with settings and stuff like that, and very, it's very much fun. Very, very much fun or good or good. I like it. I fucking whatever. It's cool. I like it. Um, and I seem to be able to recruit more villagers. Maybe because I have more buildings. Maybe I don't know. But I'm allowed to recruit much more villagers than I remember in the old game. Although I need to get a whammon. I need to get a few whammons to give my workers wives and give them children, and women do their wifely duty of bending over and getting pregnant.
Even the warrior women did that.
Even the warrior women did that. Forget, Ale laughs in Shield Maiden. That was legit what Ale did when like the whole draft thing came out. That women are now have to register for the draft, and it's like, women. Oh no, my feminism caused this. Oh no, and then Ale's like laughs in Shield Maiden. Okay, it was great. Okay, laughs in Shield Maiden. It is kind of funny how there was actually a woman that said this is where my feminism ends, like legit, like that, because for years they've said, oh well, women can't be drafted, because they knew it would never happen. They fucking knew it would never happen, and they said it as a way to one up you, as a way to basically put you in a corner and say, well, I guess women aren't equal to men. Because they can't be drafted against their will. Somehow that's equality. Like, at least their idea of equality, anyways. It is equal. It is. In the definition of equal, it is. But if we're talking the feminist idea of equality, they want to aspire to men because they think men have it easy. That's all it is. They think men have it easy and men live the golden life. And if you've ever met a man for more than 5 seconds, then you would know he's had a hard fucking life. Like, fuck. Like, I've had a hell of a life in terms of dealing with assholes and dealing with a fucked up system that hates me and being put on medication that fucked me up permanently, being beaten by women, attacked by women, abused by women in ways I don't want to mention, all sorts of shit. Like, fuck, I've seen some shit from the female gender, and everyone acts like, oh, women are good and holy and pure. They can never rape a man. Like, yeah, because men can't be drugged or hit over the head with a wok or poisoned or stabbed or held at gunpoint. Fuck. Like, I get it. It's in our fucking biology to think of women as holy and pure. They carry our seed. I get it. They create life. I get it. But that doesn't make them fucking immune to being evil. If anything, it makes them more likely to be evil because power corrupts. And we've seen that a lot in history. Power fucking out. Even in Battletech it happened a bunch of times. Fucking Nicholas Kerensky became a dictatorial asshole because he was the ultimate Ilkhan. He was the leader of the Cons, and as a result, he just, had all this power and shit, and it corrupted him badly. And then I forgot to mention earlier, Nicholas Kerensky dies essentially from a product of his own system that he created, which is fucking hilarious. But he essentially gets one shot killed in the cockpit while being a referee to a duel of like a challenge of possession, I think, or was it a challenge of imbuement, something like that. A challenge where you like consume a clan, challenge of consumption. There you go, challenge of consumption. Like during that, like he gets one shot in the cockpit and fucking dies, even though he was in an Atlas. Which if you one shot an Atlas cockpit, that's a hell of a blow, dude. Fuck, like I mean, an Atlas has some crazy fucking armor. But again, feminists would taunt people with, "Oh, women can't be drafted, so we're not equal." And then as a result, them demanding, which is proof feminism is a lie, by the way, because anytime they demand anything, they always get what they fucking want. And they were falsely demanding it, knowing no one would give it to them, because they knew they were a protected class, because they're well aware of that shit, by the way. They know they're a protected class, they're well aware of it. And so they just taunted everyone saying, "Oh, well, we can't be drafted," and pretended that that was a bad thing. And as a result, everyone took them seriously, because men are mostly autistic, took them seriously and gave them the draft. And now they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't mean to do this. We have to go back." Like, you know what I mean? Like they did it to insult you, not to actually get something they want. They did it as a way of mocking people. And it inadvertently gave them the same responsibility men had, which they never want, might I add. Feminism never wants responsibility. They only want rights and privileges. They don't want any responsibility at fucking whatsoever. Like, trust me, they don't. They don't want responsibility. That's why a lot of them are leaving feminism, because of the draft. Because they never wanted it. Of course, they would tell people, "Oh, we can't be drafted," and that's unfair. That's inequality. And so the rest of the spurgs on the planet were like, "Well, if you want to be drafted, okay, here you go. We're going to do you a favor. We're going to give it to you because we want to help, because autism always wants to help for some reason." And then they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't mean to do this. We didn't know the spurgs would take us seriously. No!" And then they get fucking drafted and sent to a foxhole, which isn't going to happen. Women being drafted, I mean, I doubt they'll be in foxholes. They'll probably be nurses or manufacturers or maintenance or stuff. They'll be the safe jobs. Trust me, they'll be the safe jobs. They're not going to be in foxholes and trenches, getting trench foot and dying of dysentery. Which for some reason we're okay with that happening to men for some reason, but not really the point. Like, fuck people. Like, why is it okay when we let this shit happen to men? Why is that okay? I mean, I get it. We need people to sacrifice for the machine that is society. I get that. But fucking dicks, people. God, we do some fucked up shit to men all the fucking time. Our entire legal system is bent on fucking men in the ass with a diamond dick with spikes on it, and we're okay with that. Like, people don't give a shit. Most people don't care unless it happens to them, and then all of a sudden they give a shit. Most people, at least. But even then, we're mostly okay with that. We're mostly okay with society literally being against men's benefit, literally being the detriment of the male gender. We're okay with that. As long as it doesn't do that to women, we're okay with it. If it happens to women, then everyone loses their shit. Feminism loses their shit. Men lose their shit. Everyone loses their shit. Fucking, 50 girls got kidnapped by Bachabazi after thousands of boys were fucking burned alive and had their throats slit? And people only cared about the 50 or so girls being fucking kidnapped. He didn't even kill girls. He just kidnapped them. He didn't even kill them. He just kidnapped them. That's all he did. The one time he didn't let the girls go, all of society loses their fucking tits about it. Wilburga. Sweet. I have a lot of fucking people. Look at the people I have. Look at this shit. Hey, Bartolomeu. Oh, Bratimir. Bratomir. Ingolf. Ornold. 42 population. Holy dick. I will give you a housewife. Ooh, farming. Farming and hunting. And survival. Damn, she's got a lot of good stats, actually. Let's make her a farmer. Oh, shit. Now Lamberta. Oh, cool. I gotta find Lamberta. I can't find the bitch. Oh, there you are. Oh, Blanca doesn't have a job. We'll fix that right away. Send that bitch to work. Provide for your family. You're equal to men now. You have to pay your own bills. Thanks, feminism. Maybe that's why everyone's fucking depressed and committing suicide. Well, two reasons. A, the left keeps telling everyone the sky's falling. B, women have to fucking earn their own keep. Three things. The third thing being everyone's a fucking hedonist nowadays.
Which is actually the fall of Rome.
Yeah, it led to the fall of Rome. Just saying.
So,
Yeah.
if that doesn't say anything about where we're going,
Yeah, no shit.
we're basically in Rome.
No, you're not wrong.
It sucks.
Yep. I'm just checking my 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, no shit. I got 2 hours in the video. I don't know if I should end it or not. Yeah. I try not to do over 2 hours too much. Ah, fuck it. If Razor can do a long as fuck one, I can do one too. Fuck it. Yeah. If Razor can do it, so can I. Fuck. I'm not gonna do a 5 hour one because I'll be fucking leaving by then. But you know, I'll do a longer than normal one this time. I'm messing with my hair, trying to get some knots out of it. Really small knots, but still. All right. Your crotch fruit is old enough to walk. Survival, diplomacy, production. County production. I keep hitting the wrong button. I only have a gatherer there. Okay, I have a hunter there. Let's do another gatherer. Oh, fuck. Keep hitting that button thinking it's another button. I was playing the emulator earlier, so I kind of had to, relearn some controls here. And now it's kind of fucking me up. Seamster. I made a man do that. That way he won't, only be a seamster for the rest of his life and have 12 cats. Wait, no, that's spinster. Never mind.
Seamstress.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
what
I
you're trying to
conflated.
say.
Yeah, I conflated seamstress with spinster. Kind of on purpose, but kind of not.
I also thought you were talking about a guy, so.
Well, yeah.
So I'm like, but they didn't do that.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the women wouldn't let him.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Women have a lot of authority, guys. They really do. They have a lot of authority and a lot of say. They always have. Don't believe this bullshit narrative that, oh, no one likes women and women are unloved and women toil in the salt mines and none of it's fucking true. Um, you know, and for some reason, mining is like a very male dominated profession for some reason. We have no idea why. But anyways, I do find that hilarious how people are like, well, why are there no female miners? It's like,
Because women didn't want to do it?
because women don't like that job. Fucking, it's called the free market. Fucking get used to it. Fucking like,
Right.
again, I understand where it comes from. The whole, oh, we need to have parity in fucking the workforce and all this. I get it. I totally get it. I get where you guys are coming from. But here's the problem. How are you gonna mandate that shit? How are you gonna government mandate fucking, women being fucking coal miners? Like, here's the problem with treating women like shit. They will actually revolt. They will band together and fucking revolt.
And
Or
we've
they'll
known
get
that for
their
thousands and thousands
yeah.
of years.
Or they'll get their men to do it. Either way. You can put men through a lot of fucking bullshit as our society is doing. They are doing that to most fucking men who dare get in the way of a woman's wrath. They're doing it for no fucking reason, just because. And men haven't revolted. They haven't said, fuck you people, we're taking over. And take over and make a new government. That hasn't fucking happened. Because men don't revolt. Not unless their women tell them to. You piss off the women, you piss off the whole fucking tribe. That's how it's always been. And
it's a biological thing.
yeah, it's literally biological. Like, you piss off the women and everyone follows. Fucking and that's proof of that. How successful feminism is. It would not be successful. It would not be so valuable, so financially beneficial to be a lifelong feminist who's contributed nothing but hate to society. That would not be beneficial if we did not love and respect and cherish women. According to feminism, men are bullies. They're viewed as tyrants and dictators and bullies and fucking assholes. But then they demand from their bully things that they want society to change. Has a child in history ever walked up to his bully who was beating the dick out of him on a daily basis and said, I want you to do my homework now? Fucking no! He would have punched you in the dick. Fucking that would not have happened. That would not have ended well. But that's what feminism's doing. They are literally walking up to their bully that they claim is bullying them, and then say, okay, bully, I want you to do my homework, brush my teeth, and pet my dog. And by my dog, I mean my 50-pound murder hound that wants to bite everything in a 12-meter radius. You know what I mean? Like that's very much a symptom of them being lying twats, essentially. Like, fuck, they are so full of bullshit, it's ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. They're so full of bullshit. I don't know how it's not that obvious to a lot of people. Like, fuck, guys, they claim men are the ultimate bully, Men are tyrants and dictators, and they all hate women. And then they turn around and tell the people who hate them, allegedly, hey, I want you to serve me and do everything I decree. And men are like, okay, I'll serve you. But why do you think male feminism is such a big popular thing? Why do you think that's such a popular thing? Because that's where the pussy is. Fucking. Now they don't get any. Granted, they're basically troubadours, but it's still there. They still go where the vagina is. That's just what men do. Where there is breeding grounds, there are suitors. That's just how nature works. The bullshit they invent in Asia, I swear to fuck.
The only reason why I'm making a vegetable one is because it's really difficult.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I'm lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get the cat a scratching post. He's tearing up the door frame. Yeah.
I need one for the wall.
Yeah. Just one that you screw into the wall or mount on the wall or something. That'd be kind of cool. Just get him a mountable scratching post. Maybe a scratching post shelf, maybe. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, I was gonna try and get him a fucking tree.
Yeah.
But
It never arrived.
so now I'm wondering if they literally, I don't know if they even did me on.
Yeah, no shit.
That was $90
Damn.
Yeah, I care about my cats.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got them a really big tree.
Yeah. Oh, kitty cats, how we love you. And how you hate us. But, holy crap, I have 9,000? Damn. Well, true, they don't, but it is theorized that they do. Oh yeah, I got ore and stuff. I gotta go make my ingots. Das ingots? Fucking. Yeah, gotta have some German in there.
Dramatic anything.
Yeah. There's so little German anything nowadays. It's kind of sad. Especially in like fantasy and fiction and stuff.
Then again, I mean, Germans were the conquerors of Europe, so
yeah.
I mean, really do much with anything else. We just conquered Europe.
I mean, there was this one thing called the Holy Roman Empire. I mean, that was mostly German.
Even though the Germans fought against the...
Yeah, ironically. The Germanic tribes are actually the ones that sacked Rome. But, other than that...
they kind of deserved it anyway.
You're not entirely wrong.
I have very, very high disdain for Rome.
Yeah, Rome was... God, what the fuck was Rome, man? Although they did create some amazing thinkers and philosophers.
No, that may be so. I'm not saying that the people were shit.
Yeah, the people were great, but the empire itself, yeah, the government, they went from Christian to pagan, to pagan, and to Greek, to fucking from a monarchy to a republic. Like, they just...
They didn't even do anything with Greek. They just stole it and changed the name.
Yeah, no shit. They just stole it and gave it a Latin name.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at Greek.
I remember that meme of the two kids. One's doing his homework and the other one's cheating. And the one doing his homework is Greek myth and the other one's Roman myth. That was funny. And accurate. Very accurate. Bronze ba. Ba. You don't even say the R, you just say ba. Bronze ba. That's the one thing I kind of hate about The Witcher is that everyone has a fucking Cockney accent. which is not historically accurate, and that's what they were going for, was historically accurate. Not everyone had a fucking Cockney accent in Britain, might I add. There was like 12 different dialects of
There's
British.
still 12 different dialects.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
And-
not to mention the British that everybody thinks of.
Yeah.
Moving around into the 1800s.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, they kind of talked like this, just less clear.
Yeah, a little more slurred. Like they were always drunk or something.
Well, they were.
Well, they were, but
That's besides the point.
Brown's bat. I can't tell if he's speaking sheep or if he's got a Cockney accent. That should be a meme. Or he's a Cockney. Brown's bat. Like, fuck, guys. Fuck. Brown's bat. I'm just gonna store that. Brown's bat. I love cheese. That time. Which one was the dog of Wallace and Gromit?
Gromit.
Gromit was the dog?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Wallace like turns into a fucking like a were rat that eats cheese and shit. Like fucking that was hilarious. Wasn't Chicken Little like the same people who did that stuff?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. That was pretty neat.
I honestly don't know.
I love cheese. The dude was addicted to fucking cheddar. Like fucking
Cheese Gromit.
the cheese grommet.
Mm.
You're no kidding. Is it just me, or is a basic bitch female character like the death of sci-fi? Like legit, like it is the death of sci-fi. Sci-fi will die if you have a basic bitch character introduced in the
We need
fifth
more
season.
Kiras.
More what?
We need more Kiras.
Yeah, we need more Kiras. Although you can tell that the actress was a little on the woke side because she's like, I love the character because she didn't act like a woman. What does that fucking mean? Like,
Well, neither do I, but I'm still one.
well, neither does Ale, but like fucking doesn't make her a fucking
No,
third gender.
I mean, I'm still a woman through and through.
Yeah,
Just because I act like a guy doesn't mean anything.
yeah, true. You just were exposed to more tea in the womb. That's all it was.
Well, not even just that. I
Yeah.
mean, that also includes me also being raised like a boy.
True, you were raised by like a single dad and his fucking uncle. Like,
It's not that I didn't have female influences, it's just that my mother was never one of them.
yeah, exactly. Mom wasn't really in the picture. Kind of fucked off when she was young.
Well, not really.
Well, you
She
know,
didn't leave. Not until I was 9.
fair. She didn't leave until later, but she wasn't around emotionally. She wasn't really
Yeah, I
attentive.
kind of wish you'd stop saying that she basically left when I was like a baby. It kind of makes it sound like you're saying that. I kind
Oh.
of wish you'd stop saying
Well,
that.
that's not what I meant to say.
I kind of wish you'd stop saying it like that.
Oh, fair. Well then, okay. She left when she was 9.
emotionally.
She left emotionally. That's what I meant to say.
She left emotionally
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah. She wasn't around
She
emotionally.
never. She physically left when I was 9.
Okay. Fair. That is a distinction. Fair. But again, like, you know, mom wasn't really a mom, and then left when she was like turning into a young adult or turning into a teenager or whatever
Well,
9 is.
Into a big kid.
Yeah, turning when she was a big
Into
kid.
a bigger kid.
Yeah, bigger aged kid. Then she started to, you know, kind of fuck off and all that stuff.
Yeah, my mom just never was there in my formative years, which actually, I mean, technically will fuck you up more.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, not being around the formative years is more damaging. Mine wasn't really around emotionally, but that was more so when I was a teenager, honestly. That was
Yeah,
when
but that
we.
was also due to her own.
But that was mostly
issues.
due to her own abuse and her own trauma and all that stuff. And she has worked on it. She has done a lot of therapy and medication and all that stuff, and she is better, which I'm grateful for. Her and I get along great now. We never fight. We never have any issues. We get along just great, and it's a wonderful thing, you know. It's like I'm a kid all over again. Uh, Except I have the sins of the past stained upon my brow. Well, that's a reference. Anyways, fucking
I mean, then my mom just barely does much.
yeah.
I mean, she's not exactly the smartest tool in the box.
Well, let me put it this way. Mentally retarded puppies have a better chance finding their way around a room. Uh, let me just put it that way.
Well, that might be because they have basic senses.
Yeah.
You know.
Unlike some people. No, it's anyways. Fucking you're not wrong, Chris. Forget yeah, I know. Eat 13 meat just to sustain myself. Eat 13 slabs of roasted meat. Okay. I kind of wish roasted meat would heal 10 instead of 6. But I feel like that would actually have accomplished more, honestly.
And also, to be honest, my mom has been annoying me lately.
Yeah, she's kind of been getting on Neil's nerves, which, I mean, kind of my nerves too, to be honest.
She kind of expects me to still want to be in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
To have a relationship with her, even though I never actually established a bond.
Yeah.
I never had a bond.
Yeah.
So, I can't really do anything with that.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of bond there, like my dad and I have, because he actually showed me
Yeah.
love and compassion and everything else.
Yeah, he was actually a fucking parent. Shocker, I know. You know, dads, they do stuff.
And it's actually why I'm much more biased towards them than mothers, even though I will say that there is good mothers. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that there isn't. It's just of how I was raised and what I've been shown.
Fair. I've met some pretty good mothers in my day. I've met some pretty based moms. But at the same time, like, holy crap, guys. Like, fucking, there are some. It's mostly wine moms. I've noticed that. It's mostly wine moms that are just like fucking spiteful, fucking evil, fucking hateful motherfuckers. You know, and then people wonder, why men aren't dating anybody. Gee, I wonder why. It's because the selection of stock is fucking terrible. Let me put it this way. If you go to a store and everything is ungodly expensive and you don't get much out of it, are you really going to buy anything? To use a capitalistic analogy there, but still. You get my point. Like, if that's really going on, I mean... Flour. Wheat. Actually, when do I build the... No, not the house. Farming barn 2. Farming 1500. Oh, jeez. I got to farm for quite some time, actually.
to get barn 2, and then barn 3. Field orchard. Orchard. I like that they added orchards since I left. And then I came back, and then there were orchards a thing. You can really only get the seeds from vendors, which I kind of wish you could just find the seeds. Like you stumble across a cherry sapling in your travels, or a plum sapling. That'd be cool, you know. Or you just stumble across it and you dig it up, and then oh hey, you got a seed, you got a seedling or whatever, and then you just plant that in your orchard, and then it grows, and then you have your own crop. That would be fucking awesome. I don't know why that ain't a thing. Although they are fixing to make this an actual full release, get it out of beta. I mean, they'll still update it and shit. It won't really change much, but it'll no longer be beta status, which I think is okay. I think that's a good thing. I really don't know, but you know. Okay, now I have goods to sell. Let's go check out the horse seller. I wonder if they removed the limit for how many civilians you can have in your village. I wonder if they did. Because I don't think I've ever been able to get to 45. I'm pretty sure I had more fucking reputation than this. You donkey shit shoveler. Sell me your wares. Oh wow, it's only 8. Okay. Wow, 1,200. Fuck. Well, I could use the animal feed. Now I sell stuff. I sell. Jesus. I have longbow. Was that all I had? Fuck. Oh, right, I got to choose. Huh. That's funny. Uh-oh, spooked the cat.
Hey, at least it wasn't as bad as the one night.
Yeah, that's true.
He literally went like,
Yeah. He was ready to kill a cat fucker. Like,
no, he was not ready to run.
yeah.
He was ready to run. He was scared.
Yeah. Scaredy kitty. I love my cats, guys. I really do. I love my cats. I love Ale too, but don't tell her. I don't want her to know, because if so, she might use it against me. What? Nothing. I'll tell you later.
I'll throw rice on you.
I said I can't tell you because I don't want you to use it against me.
Well, what was it?
That I love you. And I can't tell you because I don't want you to use it against me. Ah,
Tell me.
that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It really is. Check. I'll show you the recording later. It actually, that is actually what it was. Ah, rice. Oh no, you got rice on the cat. Oh God, it's burning my hand. Oh. Rice.
Pulled down.
Rice.
Maybe put some soy sauce in that puppy. Yay, soy sauce! I love soy sauce. That's like my shit, guys. It's good to sell the excess flax seeds, actually. Especially when you get like 500 of the motherfuckers. Yeah, like it's pretty good. Hunting, okay. God, I'm so glad they got rid of that fucking requirement to recruit people. I'm so glad. Well, to get them into your village. They got rid of the requirement that you have to schmooze them to get them to join you. You just have to say, hey, I'm making a settlement. They're like, oh, cool, I'll join. I mean, it makes more sense that way because they have no home. So, duh, they're going to jump at the first opportunity they get. Yeah, true. Let's do barn worker. Tibalda. Actually, I'm going to save here. Because it's been a while. Okay. I like that more stuff's in here. It actually piles up wood. That's pretty neat. Pretty good. Actually, shit, where's my magazine? Hey, babe, you know where my magazine is?
There's like two of them down there.
Yeah.
You're just too lazy to go find it.
Well, kinda.
Because if you look down right somewhere here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Just my leg was actually give me the old book. Yeah. Ow. Oh wow, it's got cruds and shit on it.
Well, maybe if you'd actually clean.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I want everybody to hear that.
I cleaned recently. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, like a week and a half ago.
That's still recently.
That's not that recent. I'm sure everybody would agree with me.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I am a crapple, so you know.
Hey, you get that.
I am a crapple. Holy crap, he's a crapple. God, what happened to Family Guy, man? That was actually a decent show for a while. and then the leftism seeped into it. Like it's like the left ruins everything. It's legit like they ruin everything. Like they get their greedy little mitts on fucking anything and just suck it dry of all fun and joy and inject their politics that no one wants any part of. And I would understand if it was politics like, oh, people should be treated equally and we should have fucking, and we should have fair trade and people should trade amicably and people should get along and we shouldn't have war. That'd be one thing. But no, it's fucking the white man is Satan and fucking, like, and women are all victims, especially the good ones, and like the chosen people are all victims, and whoever the chosen people happen to be at that time, might I add. It's like, God, like that's the politics they're injecting into everything, and that's why it sucks. It's not the politics of, oh, we should get along and not have war, and not support the military industrial complex that's killing people, or what, pacifism or whatever, right? That I'd be able to tolerate, like, or if it's even if it's an eco message. I get like an eco message kind of thing, as long as it's not the eco message of we're all gonna die from cow farts in 5.5 years. Notice it's always 10 years. It's like always 10 years. Like we're always gonna die in exactly 10 years. And then 10 years comes by and they say, this new thing's gonna happen in 10 years. Who the fuck is falling for that shit? They've been doing that since the fucking 70s. Fucking, ever since the left wanted a bunch of fucking handouts, they're just like, oh, by the way, the sky's falling. Oh my god, the sky's falling. Give me money because the sky is falling. Gets a shit ton of money. By the way, the sky's gonna fall in a different direction. Give me more money because the sky's falling in a different direction. Like holy dick, people. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm just remembering what I watched Razor say about The Witcher when it got like it looped on. Let me look at your stock. Let me look at your stock. Let me look at your stock. Like it just got looped on that message, and then every time he would talk to the fucking merchant, it would spawn another merchant right behind him until the room was full of merchants. Like fucking dick, guys. Like what the fuck? How the fuck did anyone tolerate that piece of shit? Seriously. Like, I get it. You like softcore porn in your video game. I get it. Fuck. Stap it. Fucking stap it. Stamp it. Romuald. Baldwina. Oh, shit. It's the other way around, Chris. Huh? You, the Fletcher. Looking for shit to sell. I had a bunch of shit. Oh, yeah, right. The flax seeds. I forgot. That's what I had.